Okay, welcome to the 12 basic competency for trainers methodology 1, which is to develop and promote understanding of global labor markets. For introduction, the only constant in our world daw po is change. We are facing a change that is becoming faster and faster in many areas, for example, through digitization. Change brings risks and opportunities. A change can mean a risk for a company if the market changes and there is no longer a need for its products. But change also brings many opportunities and possibilities for new innovations. If a company plays a proactive role, it can help shape the future, bring products to market that meet the latest demands and are not surprised with destructive changes. This is the task of research, and innovation management. Today, potential for the future is to be recognized and solutions are to be developed that will be needed tomorrow. The future is being shaped instead of the future doing the shaping. But this requires good, well-founded information on possible trends, future developments, and their effects. A definition of a trend. A trend daw po is an assumed development in the future that will have a long-term and lasting effect on and change something. Current developments are moving in a different direction or intensifying even more. Nutritional trends are an example. In the upswing in the 1960s, fatty food was part of the quality of life. Today, the trends are moving towards healthy eating and vegan nutrition. Trends in an industry usually have far-reaching effects. Nutritional trends, for example, are causing changes in retail, catering, tourism, leisure, and agricultural sectors. So, trend management now. Since trends are multidimensional, a high degree of attention is paid to them. Multidimensional means that many trends that one does not see in one's own industry at first glance are nevertheless often relevant due to chain and interaction effects. The second reason is that a trend is one's own industry can have different effects. On the basis of these facts, great attention must be paid to dealing with trends. The management of trends includes, first is the, syempre, identification of the said trends. Which trends are there or will be there in the future? And which of these are relevant to us now? Next is the analysis of the effects and possible projections and scenarios. In which directions can a trend develop? What impact can a trend have in general? And next is, or lastly, is the analysis of the implications of for our industry, our company, and derivation of search and innovation fields. What does the trend mean for our company, for example? Trend research and identification of relevant trends. You can travel to the future to know how it will turn out. You can read any book that about what the world would look in 15 years. You can only guess the future. A solid foundation of expertise and facts is important. The best source for the predictions and characteristics of trends is therefore to bring together as many expert opinions as possible in order to obtain a good foundation from future information with which you can continue to work in innovation management. A systematic approach, process, and methodology rather, must be required. Systematics for identifying trends. Systematics daw po in trend research is not a high science. This involves many and intensive analysis of first the megatrends. There are many public publications about megatrends. Megatrends are long-term developments over several decades that may have a formative effect on all areas of society and the economy worldwide. Next is the setting. Changes in the business environment also have an indirect and immediate impact on one's organization. The analysis of the environment includes customers, users, customers, suppliers, administration, neighboring companies, and industries. So what are the important questions to be asked and answered in trend research? So first daw, kailangan nating tanungin, what impact do megatrends have on our said company, business, or industry? What impact megatrends have on our environment? What changes will there be? And what does this mean for our company, business, and industry? As well as what is the said trend in our industry? So there is a methodology daw po in identifying trends. The basis for identifying trends are the right questions as shown above. Answering them is nothing less than a creative process that requires a lot of knowledge, experience, analytical, and creative thinking. There are also methods that provide information on trends and their effects that are divided in primary and secondary research. So for the primary research is a first-hand research into trends, including the following methods: interviews with customers, lead users, employees, and suppliers, and as well as expert interviews and workshops with experts and stakeholders offering creativity techniques, among other things. A secondary research naman uses available information. There are a large number of trend reports for the most diverse industries which can be used as a source and basis for trend determination. In the course of primary research, it is also advisable to determine the available trends by means of a secondary research. This will also provide the basis for first-hand trend setting. So there is also process for processing na trends. Answering the questions mentioned earlier will result into trends. Significant changes in the future are and also fields of innovation. In order to obtain structured results, a systematic process must be applied. So first daw, you should be able to have a collection of information, have the derivation of the said trends, thematic clustering of trends, assessment of the trends, relevance for our company, scope of impact, time, may it be short-term or long-term, prioritizing trends, and preparation of trends for further processing in the innovation and strategy process. The findings for this trend research are important information for current and future business decisions. Identify current and future trends slash concerns. So fit for the future to trend research. The knowledge of trends and possible future developments flows into strategic innovation management, where future search fields are derived, which in turn can be found in the roadmap. But it is not only the innovation strategy that is built on this, but the future information is also relevant for the development of the corporate strategy itself. And last but not the least, trend information is important for all corporate decisions, not only for innovation, because all decisions always have to do with the future. It is therefore also important to spread this information very widely throughout the company and to initiate a discussion about it. In this way, the employees deal with the trends, which initiates a creative process that delivers ideas suitable for the future. The next topic naman daw po is how to assess new developments. Many countries are experiencing a persistent gap between the skills needed in the labor market and those offered by the workforce. Skills anticipation is a strategic and systematic process through which labor markets actors identify and prepare to meet future skills needs, thus helping to avoid potential gaps between the skills demand and supply. A skills anticipation strategy enables training, providers, young people, policymakers, employers, and workers to make better educational and training choices. And through institutional mechanisms and information resources leads to improved use of skills and human capital development. So, of course, given the current circumstance na nangyayari sa atin ngayon, there are guidelines on rapid assessment on reskilling and upskilling needs in response to the COVID-19 crisis. So, skills development daw po has an important role to play in the immediate effort to lessen the impact of COVID-19 while the pandemic is active. In building the resilience of workers and firms in preparing for its recovery. Time is of the essence, and in this response, to help speed recovery from recession, to get people back to work safely, to limit the career scarring effects of prolonged unemployment and skills mismatch, and to take advantage of opportunities that may otherwise dissipate over time. These rapid assessment guidelines aim to inform timely and practical action within the constraints of the public health and workplace, of course, occupational health and safety policies. These guidelines focus on the three broad types of impact on the labor market and hence demand on the skills and opportunities for workers, with implications for reskilling and upskilling. So in anticipating and matching skills and jobs, so many countries now are experiencing a persistent gap between the skills needed in the labor market and offered in the workforce. Skills anticipation is a strategic and systematic process in which the labor market actors identify and prepare to meet future skills needs, thus helping to avoid potential gaps between the skills demand and supply. This guidance explains the key components of skills anticipation systems, including data, methodologies, tools, and institutions. So next are the skills for social inclusions. Improving the labor market prospects and quality of work for those disadvantaged in the labor market is a key focus on the research and the capacity building agenda. Concerted and focused efforts are needed to improve outreach, quality, and relevance of education and training, and improve the links to the world of work, given the heterogeneity of disadvantaged groups such as women, youth, persons with disabilities, workers in rural areas, or in the informal economy, migrants, and refugees. Education and training systems and programs need to first overcome the range of existing barriers through carefully designed policies intervention, respond flexibly to different needs, and of course, address situations of status and challenge social perceptions. Moreover, targeted initiatives to address challenges faced by particular groups should complement efforts to build inclusive debate systems. Active labor market programs that offer a package of support services including remedial education, core skills, vocational and job readiness training, work experience, awareness of labor rights and occupational health and safety, job search assistance, career guidance, and counseling are more likely to enhance the employability and facilitate transitions to a decent work. Lastly, is to utilize the labor market information to best effect. So, while labor market information daw is extremely useful, the numbers and stats can sometimes be overwhelming. The labor market information will make the best decision if you are looking for a job, if you are planning your career or considering a career change or interested in hiring new workers. So ano daw muna yung ano no, yung labor market information? Data about labor supply and demand, earnings, employment, and unemployment statistics, job outlook, and demographics of the labor force make up what is known as the labor market information. If you are in the exploration phase daw po of the career planning process, labor market information is invaluable. You should use it to find answers to many questions, including which industries employ people in this occupation, where geographically will I able to find a job, will there be opportunities in the field I am considering after I complete the required training or education, and syempre, how much will you earn?